No government minister, let's be clear, of any political party should have behaved in the way Peter Mandelson did, and it was absolutely disgraceful. The alleged leaking of crucial documents to help millionaires profit in the middle of the global crash. Lying to contemporaries, lying to the Prime Minister, lying to the public is both shameful and shameless. So let me just finish this point before I will take some more interventions in a moment. Peter Mandelson will now account for his actions and conduct. That is why the Cabinet Office has referred this matter to the police. And Mr. Speaker, the Metropolitan Police have released a statement confirming, and I quote, that they have received a number of reports into alleged misconduct in public office, including a referral from the UK Government. And the statement also confirmed that the Metropolitan Police have started a criminal investigation in relation to potential misconduct in public office offences, and that the police will, I quote, continue to assess all relevant information brought to our attention as part of this investigation and won't be commenting any further at this time. Now, the House will understand that on that particular development it would not be appropriate for me to comment further, but I'll take one intervention.
Order. We're getting very carried away about the way the Metropolitan Police has been thrown around. I meant to have been contacted. I have not been contacted, neither the House. The House will understand that I am not responsible for the Minister, for the ministerial answers. Let's just put that on the record and let's see if we can tie this up a little bit. For the avoidance of doubt, I understand there is an ongoing police investigation into this case. However, no charges have been brought. The House sub judice resolution does not apply. In the context, it is up to the ministers how they reply, but the House rules do not prevent them from answering fully. So please, let's not hide behind that something's not factual. So let's get this on the record, and I still haven't had the phone call.
Could I just say, in respect of that, Mr. Speaker, I hear precisely what you say, and I entirely accept that interpretation of the sub judice rules. I'm certainly not hiding behind it, and indeed I will come to some remarks about this in a moment.
Order. Maybe I can help a little bit. But I think the answer was that we can't do this because there's a police investigation. And I think we've got to recognise that is not a reason. So please, let's not play off each other. I've made my point from the chair.
Completely accept that, Mr. Speaker. I'll take one intervention here, then I'll take one over here.
Chris Vince. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I made this point on Monday, but I think it's really, really important to make again. The vast majority of members in this House and the other House come here to represent our constituencies. And I think people across the House would recognise I do my best to represent Harlow as much as I possibly can. Would Secretary of State agree with me that the reason the case of Peter Mandelson is so damning and upsets so many people across this House is clearly this individual, when he was in this place, and potentially when he was in this place, but certainly when he was in the other place, was not representing the people he was supposed to be representing, but representing instead a vile paedophile. So would he agree with me that the reason strength is so strong across the House is because actually he's letting down all of us?
Minister. Yes, and the public rightly demands the highest standards from those in office. They demand the highest standards from ministers. We should be held to the highest standards, and my honourable friend's absolutely right. Peter Mandelson fell far, far short of those standards. His behaviour has been revealed to be appalling, and as the Prime Minister has said, we will not...
Order. Please. The Minister is giving way, he will give way, but you can't stay on your feet all shouting, give way, give way. Please, let's give the Minister some time, and he will take you when he feels in the mood to take you. Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll take the honourable member for Bromsgrove, and then I will take an intervention.
I thank the Minister for giving way. Given that at the point immediately prior to Peter Mandelson's appointment as ambassador, the UK had a respected ambassador already in the United States, and Dame Karen Pierce, why it was that the government decided, given the known abhorrence of both Jeffrey Epstein and the appalling previous judgment of Peter Mandelson, the government still decided that on balance it was a risk worth taking to appoint paedophile adjacent Peter Mandelson to the post of ambassador.
Well, first of all, Mr. Speaker, can I pay tribute to Dame Karen Pearce, who I think represents the finest of our Foreign Service. Secondly, governments do make political appointments to these posts. That's happened. That is long-standing practice to a small number of posts. And the Prime Minister has already said if he knew then what he knew now, Peter Mandelson wouldn't have been anywhere near the government. I will give way to the Chair of Packer, then I will give way to my own friend.
Dame Ben-Hillier.
I'm no longer Chair of the Public Accounts Committee, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it seems that we are in something of a muddle here. Had the opposition named the ISC in the humble address, as in the past committees, then there would have been no debate in this House. But would the Minister agree that to put all information openly in the public domain could have risks, but there are well-worn filters through Parliament, through the Select Committee corridor, and there are various committees that could have locus in this space, to properly and sensitively handle information which has, in my time, never leaked from a committee, in order to make sure that we, on the committee corridor, on behalf of Parliament, are holding the government to account. Because I think there is consensus, Mr. Speaker, that everybody wants as much information as possible in the public domain so that we can get to the bottom of what has happened in this egregious situation.
My honourable friend is absolutely right about those existing mechanisms of scrutiny, and I give her great credit for the work she does. I've always said on the point that's been raised opposite, I will take it away. I'll give way to my own friend.
Sarah Owen.
I thank the Minister for giving way. And on the point of Peter Mandelson letting people down, the people that have been let down most by this are the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. And does he agree that we wouldn't be discussing this disgraceful situation if it hadn't been that people didn't listen to the women that came forward in the first place, didn't listen to victims in the first place, and instead listened to men in power, men with deep pockets, and men advising those in power? So don't we need to put the victims at the heart of this and not just ourselves?
My honourable friend is absolutely right, and it is the victims, the women and girls who were victims of the trafficking and appalling, abhorrent behaviour of Jeffrey Epstein, who should be at the forefront of our minds. I'll make a bit of progress, then I will give way a few times again. And let me just say, Mr. Speaker, not only has the Cabinet Office referred the evidence about Peter Mandelson's time as a minister to the police, but we are also taking action going forward in the Hillsborough law that is before this House to introduce a duty of candour for all public servants that is going to make it an offence to lie to the public, making it a criminal offence to do anything but act with openness and integrity when things go wrong. And that is the action this government is taking to prevent future cover-ups and injustices. A statement of intention that we want to enshrine that capacity to speak truth to power. As my honourable friend said, the voice of victims being at the forefront, not as in this case a group of powerful men, putting an end to the situation where powerful people are able to avoid justice. Now, the government should rightly be tested and questioned by this House. I will give way to the honourable gentleman. But the action that is taken by this government is what is crucial now. And earlier this week, the Prime Minister asked the Cabinet Secretary to review all available information regarding Peter Mandelson's contacts with Jeffrey Epstein during his period as a Government Minister and to report back as a matter of urgency. After an initial review of some documents, the Cabinet Secretary made the decision to refer the matter to the police with the Prime Minister's support. And I should say, the government stands ready to provide any support the police require as part of their investigation. On that note, I will give way to the Father of the House.